Alright, my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes. You can go ask Jennifer. That's my mom's name. I create and find change. My mind frame ensures that forever I'll reign.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gon' give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it. She did it again. A few more tracks and this time she bought friends. Big baby on her way up and showed the stairs to a man's. Now salute the general. TGLX got plans, yeah. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
They don't know what they info. If it coming like this on the intro, what they here for? If they want the heat, you know who to send for your info. Buy my money like Venmo. If this music don't work out, and all to get it from my ends low. How you feel though? Cause hey, they can't rock with us. Galaxy ain't no stopping this. They ain't try to steal my style. I'm feeling like I just shot it. Can't trust him cause he not my. Cause we worried about getting figures. All my ain't father figures, just know my quit the pop it.
Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding the like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, to look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbillies. Cubone stallion with the lick. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a very loud and a sold-out Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Mostert. We'll get this to about the 38.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on third down. Throwing now is Carr. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So opening drive third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Play action. Now it's Carr. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From midfield, here's Carr. And that will be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll be taken down right around the 27.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Here we go. Here we go. 12.
Burrow on third down. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call on a nickel set for third down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. They nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat. Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 28. We're scoreless after one. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Carr to throw. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Once again, they run with Mixon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 56 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. Burrow going to get this out to Boyd on the perimeter. Touchdown, Bengals! Tyler Boyd from 8 yards out, and they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
On second down, Jacobs. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Mostert. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And here's Taylor on the return. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On third down, Mixon. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. This goes out wide for Mixon. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On second down, here's Mixon. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the gun on third down is Burrow. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On play action, it's Carr. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Carr. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped them there, but not to be.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On third down, Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Now Burrow on first down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. To try again after the sack. Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A very solid gain of 27. They'll give it to Mixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. He's at the 50. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On first down, Carr. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
After the sack on first down, Carr. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Able to find Walter. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Mostert. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And Carr's going to keep it himself. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Derek Carr scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Raiders are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, here's Trent Taylor. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 96 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Mixon will try the right side, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
11 MP take. 11 MP take.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Inside handoff to Mixon. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call, because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. To the 43, second down.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit, both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Now a play fake. Carr. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
We all knew the situation. We're in the fourth quarter. Who's going to step up and make the big play? Well, we just saw it, didn't we? Took their shot, downfield, got it, and now they're in a great position to take the lead.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taylor now from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
11 MT.
A first carry for Samaje Perine, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. A fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
11 MT.
Got a man open. It's Chase. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11, 11, 11.
Throwing, Burrow. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 21. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words: make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. There they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. This to advance to the divisional round. And his kick is indeed good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Getting into the playoffs is one thing.